This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Hello, everybody. Get ready. We are about to have a little Broadway magic here on the Ann Harder Show. The Waco Civic Theatre is gearing up for its production of classic musical Kiss Me, Kate. It is a witty, high-energy show filled with backstage drama, big personalities, and unforgettable music from the legendary Cole Porter. Today, we have a real treat for you. Joining us are the principal cast members, Chris Spendlove, who plays Fred. Kelly MacGregor plays Lily. Matt Porter is Bill. And next to me here on the couch, Melanie Lambert, who is Lois. And they are ready to perform for you one of the show's most iconic opening numbers. We open in Venice. But before we turn them loose, we're going to talk a little bit about this show. Kelly, first, I'm going to start with you as executive director of the Waco Civic Theatre. It's fun to have you here in our new digs.
Yes, I love it. It looks amazing.
It really is a lot of fun, and you're really, you're shepherding such an amazing organization, and you've got a great new season coming up that we're going to talk about as well. But in the meantime, you're acting, and so
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Kiss Me, Kate. Why is this show important to you?
I have loved the show for so long. I got to do it when I was in high school. So many years later, here I am playing it again.
Is it the same role?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it's a beautiful Cole Porter musical. Of course, Cole Porter is classic for a reason. He's an incredible composer. But it is so funny. It's fun and funny, and it's Shakespeare, and it's a musical. So how could we go wrong, right?
Okay, Chris, I understand your story is similar. You got to play this same character, I guess?
Not the same character.
Not the same
I'm
character
no
in
Kelly
Kiss Me, Kate.
MacGregor. Yeah, I'm no Kelly MacGregor. I was Pops, the stage doorman, one of the great roles in American theater. It's a fun role because you get to open the show. You sing another opening, another show.
Oh, yeah, that wonderful song, yeah.
You kick it off. But I was a scrawny 15-year-old who had no idea what he was doing. And here I find myself 20 years later, and it's an absolute blast. It's a dream come true, really. And Kelly's such an amazing co-star. I like the word you used, shepherd earlier. She's kind of helping guide us along here.
Yes.
So it's been a whole lot of fun.
Okay, so you're playing Fred, you're playing Lily.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt,
Yes.
tell us about your role.
Oh my goodness, Bill is quite a character. Bill has a love interest played by Melanie, and he is
We
just
have you
kind of-
separated for a
Oh
reason.
yes, that's right. Well,
Probably
For the best.
it is for the best. Yeah, Bill is interesting. Bill has he seems to always get himself into a little trouble,
Ooh.
and enjoys just kind of maneuvering his way out of it. Life is a gamble for Bill, including his love interest Lois. I think even she's a bit of a gamble for Bill.
Okay, Melanie, tell me a little bit about yourself and your role.
Yes, my character's name is actually Lois Lane.
Oh, there you go.
Not the Superman character, but she is a dancer originally, and she uses her beauty and her charm to get her role in this Shakespeare production that they're doing of Taming of the Shrew. And she plays in the Shakespeare Taming of the Shrew, she plays Lily's counterpart, Catherine's younger sister. And she can't get married until Catherine gets married. And so she's very sad, and she does this amazing number with some suitors, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very dance-heavy role, so I'm having a blast.
Well, it's going to be an awesome production, I know. But let's get to the basics. So when does it open, and how many shows are you planning to do, Kelly?
So we're doing 15 shows. It opens on May 14th, and it closes on the 31st. So 5 shows a weekend. You can stay through Sunday, 2 shows on Saturdays.
So you have matinees on Saturday and Sunday?
Yes. Yeah, so very full weekends for us. It's a very physical show, so there's a lot to do.
So what should folks look for in the show from the amount of choreography and all that kind of thing.
There's a lot of dance, but there's like I said, it's a musical version of Taming of the Shrew, but it's a play within a play. So all of us, as Fred, Lily, Bill, and Lois, get our private lives mixed up with our characters, and it becomes an onstage debacle in a lot of ways.
To put it kindly, when we say a physical show, there's a lot of fun dancing and choreo and that kind of thing, but one of us continually gets beat up throughout the show, and I won't tell you who. You'll have to come see.
Okay, now that's a tease, if ever there was one. So is there one number that's more fun to perform than another?
We're really enjoying a number at the beginning of Act 2 called Too Darn Hot. It's a
Oh,
tap
I
number.
love that song.
So there's tap dancing involved, and it's the whole ensemble is part of it, and it's just a really great time. We have a lot of fun.
Okay, so I mean, you've teased me with some of the songs. What are some of the other Cole Porter songs we're going to hear?
Well, both Chris and I get to sing "So in Love"
Oh,
at
yeah.
different times. Like I said, the relationships have a few problems.
Some ups and downs.
Okay.
That's a great one. Personally, I like a lot of the songs that are built into the Shakespeare musical part of it. My character, his name is Petruchio. He's
Okay.
a brash fellow. He gets to sing some very kind of bombastic, fun songs like that. I've come to wive it wealthily in Padua, right? These great Shakespearean names to these songs. So that's a lot of fun too. And just to show Cole Porter's wit and his ability just to turn things on a knife's edge. We've got these kind of loving, more classical ballads, and then we've got these kind of very snappy, smartly written Shakespearean songs in there is what's very, very fun.
Cole Porter was a genius. I remember doing those programs for lifelong learning at Baylor, getting to research, and his story is so interesting. Do you want to share anything about Cole Porter himself and as far as being the composer of this?
Well, I do remember the movie with Kevin Kline, right? It wasn't too long ago that was released. I can't remember what year, but it gives you a nice overview of his life and his life as a composer and how he lived. He lived in the Waldorf Astoria in downtown, Midtown Manhattan. Yes, and his piano is still there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
But yeah, his genius really it does stand the test of time because so many of his songs were turned into jazz classics and where they really do have themes and storylines that can transcend even the show that he wrote them for.
Yeah. Oh, you say this is a show within a show. How does that dynamic really kind of play into your performance?
It's confusing.
Okay.
Well, not so much. My character, we have decided that she's not the greatest actor in the world. So it's actually challenging to flip on its head. Okay, Lois is in her natural element, just talking, and then, she has to be Bianca now in Taming of the Shrew, and she's actually not good at this. So
wow, what a challenge that is as a role.
It's
That's
been
fun.
an adventure. So
Yeah.
Still working on it.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of fun. So who's directing it?
Petra Williams, our director of education.
Okay.
So this is her first main stage. She usually works with the kiddos, so she's been enjoying adult interactions.
Maybe better for her, or is the jury still out?
She keeps saying, "Now put your finger on your nose if you can hear me." Right? That's all quiet coyote, that kind of thing. And I think it's working.
So I'm going to ask you, Matt, what is it like working with this cast?
This cast has been fantastic. You just asked about the sort of balancing between your character and your Shakespearean character and the number of texts I have sent, mostly to Melanie, like, I haven't done this before. How do I do Bill's voice and then change it for Lucentio? And I mean, the Shakespearean voice is just kind of one thing, but then there's Bill's voice, and Melanie's been very gracious to respond and not say, please stop texting me. And so I'm new to this, so I ask all the questions I can, but the cast has been great. They're incredibly helpful, fun to work with. Even our directors, our choreographer, and our music director. They're just offering all the advice they can, and again, we just come in, I think, with just ready to work, and then 1,000 questions from this direction.
Yeah. So let's talk about the music director. Who is doing that, and how big of a band, orchestra? What are you using?
So we are using the tracks, but
okay.
But Tori Headland is our music director, and she was my student at Baylor University.
Aw.
So she was a sophomore, and I actually taught her back then. So so now she is our music director, and then another one of my former students is our choreographer, Becca Dunning, and they are fantastic. They're doing such a good job. Yeah, we adore them. So we're so lucky to have them.
Oh yeah, that is fun. So do you have a favorite lyric or moment? I'll start with Melanie.
Oh no.
Oh no.
A favorite lyric. I think one of my favorite moments is the song that Bianca sings with the three suitors. That was one of the first songs that we choreographed, and it's such a cute number. Becca did an excellent job with it, and we all are having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of laughter and joy on the stage, which this is my first main stage back after a long hiatus from Waco Civic Stage. So it's been really, really lovely coming into this with such a welcoming group of people who are excited to be there, and there's lots of laughter and joy. So I think that's my favorite moment.
So you tell me, we were in the chorus for Mamma Mia.
Yes, we
That was
were.
about 6 years ago. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
2019, I think.
Yeah, no, yeah, more than.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so you took some time off. from
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I mean, not theater completely. I did shows at other venues, but yeah, it's been a while since I've done a musical. So
Oh, very good. So, favorite moment? Lyric?
Oh no, the number Melanie mentioned is
Okay.
great. I'm one of the suitors who ends up winning. Not me, Bill does. And that's a great number. The number that's really kind of Bill's song or Lucentio's song is Bianca. And that's a fun song just to kind of play with. And one of the most fun things to me about theater, and something that I'm having fun with so far, I think, is just we're at the stage of just testing things out. Right? You take big risks on certain things, and sometimes they work, and sometimes you don't get the laughs you thought you were going to get, and you try again another time. But yeah,
Well, and every audience is different too.
that's right. So maybe the favorite moment changes night to night, I think.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it might. Okay. What about you, Kelly?
At the end of the first act, there's a very operatic cadenza as everyone, Lily is in the height of her anger at Fred. Catherine is also in the height of her anger at Petruchio.
Okay.
And everyone is saying, kiss him, Kate, and she sings never in a very emphatic and operatic way. And, that battle is, I guess, lost since someone throws me over his shoulder and they leave.
Oh.
whether that is welcome or not. But
Okay.
yes, it starts funny, it ends funny, and it's a great time.
Yeah. So, sounds like you're having a good time with it. Okay, Chris, your favorite.
Well,
Lyric or
I
moment?
really do enjoy puns. I'm a dad of 4 now, and so any dad jokes and puns we can get in. So a lot of the Shakespearean parts have these great little quips and things. But I have to say, my favorite moment of the show is actually the mirror to what Kelly was talking about, where at the end of the show, and we're coming toward a happy ending. Spoilers, it's a show with a happy ending.
Good. I love it.
A lot of the things that happened in the first act finale are kind of mirrored in the second act, and I think that kind of like, we were working on this last night, kind of they go off into the sunset, moment. We were working on that last night. I was like, this feels good. This is a nice, heartwarming ending to the story about 2 people who are so. Well, to put it in Shakespeare's words, where 2 raging fires meet, they do consume the thing that feeds their fury, right? That's Fred and Lily, and it's fun to see that turn out well, I think.
Okay, well, with that setup, this is the moment we've been waiting for the Waco Civic Theatre production of Kiss Me, Kate. Here we have Chris and Kelly, Matt and Melanie performing We Open in Venice.
A troop of strolling players are we.
Not stars like L.B. Mayers are we.
We're just a simple band who roams about the land, dispensing folderol frivolity. Mere folk who give distraction are we.
No theatre guild attraction are we.
But just a crazy group that never ceases to troop around the map of Little Italy. We open in Venice, we next play Corona, then on to Cremona.
Lots of laughs in Cremona.
Our next jump is Parma, that dopey mopey menace, then Mantua, then Padua, then we open again. Where? We open in Venice, we next play Verona, then on to Cremona.
Lots of quail in Cremona.
Our next jump is Parma, that heartless, tartless menace, then Mantua, then Padua, then we open again. Where? We open in Venice, we next play Verona, then on to Cremona.
Lots of dough in Cremona.
Our next jump is Parma, that stingy, dingy menace, then Mantua, then Padua, then we open again. Where? We open in Venice, we next play Verona, then on to Cremona.
Lots of bars in Cremona.
Our next jump is Parma, that beerless, cheerless menace, then Mantua, then Padua, then we open again. Where? In Waco!
Wow, that was fantastic. What a fun song. And it is obvious you guys are having a great time. Again, when and where can we see this show?
At Waco Civic Theatre from May 14th until the 31st. You can get tickets on our website, wacocivictheatre.com, or you can call our box office any day, Tuesday through Friday from 4 to 6, and you can get your tickets that way. But we make it as easy as possible for you to make sure that you come and see it. It is a beautiful Golden Age musical. We love it so much. We know that everyone will love it who comes to see it. But it isn't as well known as some of our other Golden Age favorites, like The Sound of Music or My Fair Lady. But I promise you will love this one. Yeah.
Well, we have run out of time. So with that tease, cliffhanger, you've got to come back to talk about next season of the Waco Civic Theatre. Thank you all so much. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead, and I will tell you today's show is brought to you by Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram, your friend in the car business. Don't go away.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Provident. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, And yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
The Riesel Fair is back and bigger than ever. Bring the whole family for a day packed with fun, from thrilling rides, delicious food, local vendors, and live music Friday night. Saturday music begins at 2 p.m. Admission is $5 for adults, 2 to 12 years, $3. 2 and under are free. Mark your calendar and join us for the Riesel Fair, May 7th through 9th. The Riesel Fair, where memories are waiting just for you.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
Welcome back to the show. You know, it's always a good day when we can celebrate excellence right here at home. And today we are shining the spotlight on a team that's making Central Texas proud in a very big way. Recently in Austin, some of the top news professionals gathered from across the state, and this was the Texas Association of Broadcasters Texas Broadcast News Awards. And among the who's who of Texas journalism, our own Fox 44, KWKT-TV team didn't just attend, they took center stage. They brought home 2 major honors, including Best Documentary in a Medium Market for their powerful special, Lone Star Echoes, Saigon's Untold Stories. And then, in a surprise moment, the night's most prestigious recognition, overall broadcast excellence. That is a huge deal and a testament to the dedication, the storytelling, the heart behind local journalism right here in Central Texas. So joining me now, 2 of the leaders behind that success, General Manager Mike Lee and News Director Sylvia Villareal. And of course, they were my bosses at KXXV. So,
different times.
different times, but that's sort of the way the business works
the way it works.
But what a thrill to get to visit with you again, because we had some good times over at Channel 25. And I look back on my career there with great fondness. But it's so neat to see now you are just blazing this wonderful territory with the Fox station, which is so much fun to have you here. So let's go back to that moment in Austin. What was going through your minds when KWKT's name was called for the big award, this overall Texas Broadcast Excellence?
Well, I think the first thing that happened is they had flashed up on the screen the finalists for the award. And down, I believe, in the bottom left-hand corner of the first column there we were. And Sylvia was sitting to my right, just like she is now. And I kind of saw that, and I said, "Look,
you see us?"
And then she saw it. And by the time we settled down, they announced the award, and Vince Erickson was there with us, and so Vince recorded us going up to get the award. So it was quite a moment. It really was.
Oh yeah. What about for you?
Well, I had already seen the list that TAB had sent out. And I knew that there were 11 finalists in that category. And we were
That's a lot of finalists, though.
That's a lot of finalists.
Yeah.
And it's in small, medium, and large markets.
Sure.
The small market had 2 finalists. The large market had 4, Houston, Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio. And then there's the medium size, and it's jam-packed with almost a dozen people, a dozen stations. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, we're on the list. It was just an honor to be on the list.
Oh, yeah.
And then to find out that, on each side of, the ballroom, there were the 2 giant monitors. And when they flashed up KWKT, I was like, we won. And we're sitting here elbowing each other to death. And, we stood up, and I'm like, let's go. So we all went up there as a team.
Oh, yeah. What did it mean to you, Mike?
Well, it was kind of a culmination of everything I've tried to do at Fox 44. I joined the station in June of 2020, right in the middle of COVID, which was interesting in its own right. But it's, I've tried to bring a lot of things to Fox 44 that we had done at KXXV, that we had done in Amarillo, that I did in Midland during my quick 3-year stint there. There was just a lot of things that I felt like I could bring to the table. But one of the main things was in our prior news management wasn't that excited or wasn't that motivated to enter award contest. And so he left and went to Florida because he wants to retire in Florida. And when I was interviewing everyone, I think Sylvia was actually my very last candidate interview. But when I was interviewing Sylvia, I said, I just think there's so much more we could do. I said, I just think there's more we could do with this station. And I mentioned award entries, and Sylvia said, I'm all about award entries. So it was just like, I think we clicked right on the first interview. And it's fun to see a lot of this stuff kind of, come to pass. So.
Yeah. So you did not work at Channel 25 the same time you were there.
No,
at all.
Our paths never crossed.
Didn't
there.
cross. No. That's so funny.
I worked with his brother there.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, of course.
But
and Randy's still keeping the station on the air.
He's holding on. He's a great engineer.
Yes,
He's
he is.
In there.
Yes, he is.
And like Mike said, Ann, we did click. I think, like you said, I was the last one to come in, and I think he already had somebody else in mind. And then, I come in and blow socks off. And we were like-minded.
Right.
And I would say one thing about Mike is, he never says no. He never tell. He just like, okay, go do things.
Mhm.
Go
Figure-
cover
yeah,
this.
figure it out.
Go
Yeah.
do- yeah.
Yeah.
And when I need help, I go to him.
Yeah.
When I need advice, I go to him, and he's there. But for the most of the time, he's hands off, and I have these crazy ideas, and he entertains them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Lone Star Echoes. Because I remember when you were in the midst of working on this wonderful documentary. What inspired that for you?
Well, the national team with the company sent a group of journalists to Vietnam for this 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon.
Mhm.
And there are meetings, there are Zoom meetings, and I know what's going on. I know that they're sending a group of not just journalists, but veterans.
Right.
And that were in Vietnam and now are going back to share their stories. And I'm sitting here going, I bet you we could do our own. And, at first, I tell Vince about it. I'm like, what do you think? I think we could do our own, Central Texas, Brazos Valley, flavor to it. And he goes, you think? And I said, yeah. And then I tell Mike, and he's like, well, go do it. And so we did.
Yeah,
We
that's
did.
that's how that happened.
Uh-huh.
I work some with veterans, and really the stories of the Vietnam veterans are so poignant because when they came back, they were vilified and they did not receive the hero's welcome at all.
Right.
And so something like this kind of homage to the work they did is so important.
Yes, and you hear
to
it in
do.
some of our stories.
Sure.
We interviewed John Carr, and
I've had him on the show, too. I
he
love
told
him.
that story
Yeah.
of how when they returned, they didn't get the
Mhm.
hero's welcome that World War II vets had received.
Right.
They were called baby killers, and he tells us of that. We interviewed another veteran who, was in Vietnam, and within weeks of being in Vietnam, lost both of his legs. And he comes back and talks about, the struggles, but he never let that get to him because at one point he served in a state office. He went back to his county and did great things for veterans.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do you think it is so important to tell this story?
Well, it's a piece of history, and
Mhm.
it's not America's most finest piece of history, but it's still there, and we can't forget. And a lot of these men and women who were in Vietnam, they came back, not just scarred physically, but there was also the mental issues. And one of the veterans from Waco, who passed away years ago, his wife, and I know Shirley Sims.
Mhm.
We told her husband's story.
Yeah.
And, I just think that, it's up to, our generation to not forget the previous generations and to educate the future.
Hmm. What kind of response did you get from the documentary? Aside from winning an award, that's pretty good.
Well, I think it was well. I think it was well received. Everyone that I mentioned it to, it was received the way we wanted it to be received. So I felt like we did a very good job with it. I think we had the right tone and the right approach, and I think maybe that's why the award was handed out.
Yeah, yeah. So what does it say about your newsroom? Investing in long form storytelling like this.
Well, I have some of the best storytellers in the newsroom. MG Montemayor, she thrives on storytelling,
Mhm.
and the longer form for her, the better.
Yeah.
Vince puts his heart and soul into it. And, what's unique about our newsroom is that, it's not a very large newsroom. Some of them are, very experienced, and then we have some who are just starting out their careers.
That's kind of the nature of this size market.
Exactly,
Isn't it? Yeah.
exactly. And, all the way down to Elizabeth, she's just kind of like a sponge, and, she's a good soldier. You want her to go do something, she will go do it.
Yeah.
And then we have people like Parker Ream on it. When you have a newsroom our size, we have, and he's our sports director. So we have sports people telling news stories. And sometimes
Yeah.
we have, news people going out and helping,
Yeah,
with
shooting football.
sports.
Right, yeah,
Exactly.
sure, yeah.
Even this guy will go do that.
I know he does.
And so we're just versatile. And, I like to joke, and it's really a compliment to my team.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be able to do some of the things that we do because there's so few of us. We have hour-long shows to put together, and somehow we still find time to do these kind of projects, and we're kind of like the little engine that could every day.
And then we show back to especially the young people, here's what you can get, here's what can happen when you put your heart and soul into it. When you forget about how many people the competition may have, focus on what we have and what we can do, what you can do, and here are the rewards.
Yeah. What I think is interesting, though, I think you shared with me that you obviously entered a lot of things into the competition, but winning the overall broadcast excellence, that's not something you entered yourself into.
No.
How did that happen? Do you know?
I actually asked Beth Bobbitt, one of the folks at TAB, how that works. And it's kind of similar to the way we grade our remarkable women when we're doing that project.
I've loved showcasing them.
As we have a sheet, and each entry gets a grade.
Yeah.
And even if it's not the winning number, it gets a grade. And when they added up the cumulative of all of our entries, we got the biggest score. So
right.
I was shocked by that.
The numbers tell it.
Well,
yeah, the numbers tell it.
We didn't enter. We entered 5 categories, 6 items. Because in the category that we won for the documentary, we put another one of our documentaries in there. And I thought, well, either one will win or they're both going to lose. And one of them won.
Yeah.
Because they don't allow you to put more than 2 in the same category.
Right.
But, MG put one of her stories in there. Parker Reen put a sports story that he did. We had our 2 documentaries. We just, our chief meteorologist and our weekend meteorologist, they each put in for a weathercast and a weekend weather anchor. And, they didn't even get into the finals. But all of the content that we submitted was, good enough to win the overall excellence, even though we technically only won 1 award, and there was a table behind us. They had rows and rows of awards.
But again, this is not a category that you enter. This is this is an award that they, that they kind of, it's a cumulative effect.
And it's
derived of all, driven by the judges and a derivative of everything that was entered. So that's kind of cool in itself.
So you've sort of touched on it, but how would you describe the culture in your newsroom?
They're a team.
Yeah.
We are a team. And we are a family. And just like families, we bicker with each other. But, we praise each other and we pat each other on the back and, they work together.
How do you foster, Sylvia, that storytelling we've been talking about that resonates on both a local and a deeper human level?
Well, it's all about people. A few years ago, I was at an Emmy Award ceremony, and it just happened to be the last public appearance that Dave Ward out of Houston spoke at. And he was being inducted into the Golden Circle. And as he's up there giving his speech, he said, "Never forget the people." And that has stuck with me. And, growing up in that part, of Texas, I was an hour and a half away from Houston. And I remember watching Dave Ward on the news. And what he said, it's always about the people. Never forget the people. And that's, kind of what we do. 2 years ago, we did a documentary on domestic violence. And the lady that was the reason we did it is because she was, it was a horrible crime that happened to her. And, I'm talking
about Carolyn Thomas. Yeah.
Yes. And
the woman without a face.
The woman without a face. Yes. And she's, strong and she's courageous.
Yes.
And she's been through so much. When that happened, she lost her mother. And, to me, it was, keeping that story alive so that other women, other men, won't go down that path. And, MG told her story brilliantly. And then we had other, it takes buy-in, from the group. And everything that we do, we sit down and we think about it. And we do what's best for the story, the special and the people telling it, because I try to assign the stories to the journalist who can really latch on to it. You know, and
Right.
and having MG tell Carolyn's story was precious. You know, that's what made it. And then you know, Vince comes in and you know, he tells, you know, other stories. And then when Parker told the story for the documentary on Saigon, you know, he was trying to get sound bites from a veteran. And he ended up with 3, 4, 5 different veterans because they kept reaching out to him and he couldn't say no.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. And allowing them to tell their story is so important. It's cathartic, you know, on that level. So much more I want to talk to the two of you about the news business, which I love talking about it. And anyway, so we will be back after this break, but I want to tell folks that Universal Windows Direct is sponsoring today's show. You can transform your home with our premium window door and siding installation services. Universal Windows Direct Central Texas makes upgrading your home simple and stress-free. Call Universal Windows Direct Central Texas today. They are located in Woodway. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Provident. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
And we are back with Sylvia Villareal. We always call Sly. That's her nickname, who's news director at KWKT, and Mike Lee, who's the general manager at KWKT, and two people that I both worked for. They were my bosses a long time ago at KXXV. So, you know, but I love talking about the news business and how you go about the process every day of telling the stories that are important to the people of Central Texas. What's kind of your undergirding mission in that process?
Well,
is there a theme?
from the general manager's viewpoint, I would say it starts with fair, balanced, unbiased. I've always been, I'm a journalism minor myself. And so I've always believed in good journalism, non-sensational journalism. I've got a picture of Edward R. Murrow in my office that I actually bought at the Museum of Broadcasting in New York. So I'd like to think to some extent it starts there because I always tell our new hires that's my goal: fair, balanced, unbiased news. There's probably less of that today than there was 20 years ago, but I want us to be the exception. Be the exception and live up to the Edward R. Murrows and the Walter Cronkites and the folks that we grew up watching who, were, serious journalists and did a great job. That's what I like our news department to strive for.
Yeah, stories are multifaceted. And if the reporter comes in already with a mindset, already has it pre-written in their head, I mean, I've never believed, and I guess I'm old school, but I figure if I've done a story and both sides are mad at me, I've done my job.
Yes. Yeah.
So your take on the philosophy of news coverage?
So people in news, they want to win. They want to be first.
Oh, yeah. There's always that.
There's always that.
Yeah, you want to be the first on the story and to break the big story.
But above all, you want to be accurate. You want to be right. And I would sacrifice being first just to be right. It's
every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Because, the worst thing that, could happen is to come back on later on and go,
I know.
Oops, we made a mistake.
Yeah, right.
And,
we regret to say that we, yeah.
And I agree with
And I didn't
Mike.
have to do that too many, I have to say. I'm grateful. Not too many times.
Right. And I agree with Mike in that it's all about, being fair and showing both sides, because it's just like, whenever, two children are arguing, there's, this side and this side, this version and this version, but somewhere in the middle is the truth.
It's the truth.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's what our
For
job
sure.
is to, go after the truth, find the truth. And, I'm also about solutions journalism. Instead of just, okay, well, here's a problem, there's too many wrecks at this intersection because the light doesn't stay green long enough.
Right.
Okay, well, maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. But, instead of just pointing out the fact that there's, 5 wrecks every hour, let's figure out where do we go to make sure that this light stays greener longer? Maybe it's, further, do we talk to the city? Do we talk to TxDOT? Who do we talk to?
Right.
And figure it out and tell people, okay, if you want to complain formally, here's where you go. If you want to, give out kudos, this is where you go. But, we're not here just to present a problem and let it linger. We're here to, figure out, present the problem and figure out how to solve it, or at least point someone in the direction of how they can.
There's some work involved. I think what gets me is when I sometimes see just lazy journalism. How do you counteract that?
I think what you have to do is do the best job you can when you're interviewing people, and just try to have that gut instinct of this is someone that's going to go out and make something happen. It's the gut instinct I had when I interviewed Sylvia. I thought she will go out and do some things for us that we haven't done in the past. So I think it really begins with that interviewing process, and just trying not to make a mistake hiring someone who just doesn't have it in them to meet your expectations. I think that's where you start.
Yeah.
Because, it's so easy to go find news these days because it's coming to us.
Oh, there's a
every day.
lot of our watches. Just when I think about the changes over the years.
We get emails, we get push alerts.
Yeah.
We know it's there. And anybody who works for me will tell you, oh, she doesn't like ribbon cutting, she doesn't like groundbreakings, and she doesn't like check presentations. That's not true. I love all of those things, but they all look alike. When you giant check, snip on the ribbon,
grip and grin,
and then the
all
golden
that.
shovel.
Yeah.
And I said, take it out of that context. We can show that, but don't let it be only about the golden shovel or the snip of the ribbon.
Right.
Tell me why. Why are we here doing this? When I was working in Austin, they were doing a groundbreaking for a hospital. And it was another hospital that was the same one that was across town. I'm like, okay, so tell me why.
Yeah.
And so we did the story on the need for a hospital in this part of town because Austin is growing. There was going to be this many more jobs for, the community. It was going to be this many more beds. So if you are in need, if you are hurt, you're this much closer to a hospital. I said, that's a story about a groundbreaking. That's not just the gold shovel clapping your hands.
That's the why.
That's the why. And that brings it back to the people who live in the community. So, to me, it's about going through all of the emails. And when I say all of the emails, there's, hundreds that come through, and going through them and finding a story that's also kind of buried in the same press release.
Right. You have to, you have to keep your eyes open and really see where some interesting stories are. In my case here with the Ann Harder show, it's amazing that interesting stories I've come across from people that you would never dream it's possible. And it's nice to have the luxury of 25 or 30 minutes for us to sit and talk and sort of examine, turn over the rock and really look at it, or allow that nonprofit to talk about the why for whatever it is that's going on. Was there a moment this past year where you thought, this is really something special? A given story maybe, or an event or something.
Oh, wow. For us, there's lots of moments like this.
Yeah.
Every year we're going to do a special on Black History Month, Hispanic Heritage Awareness Month. We're going to do Veterans Voices. And we're going to, do the Alzheimer's Walk.
Oh, yeah.
And when you do events like that you're kind of known for and you get a name for it,
Mhm.
you start looking forward to, all of those live shots at the fair when the Heart of Texas Fair is in town.
Yeah.
We're looking forward. It's kind of like a leapfrog every, okay, so today we are working on, we have elections coming up on May 2nd. So we're all working on that. And then after that's done, okay, what's after May? Okay, we're going to start working on Hispanic heritage. We start working on this. So there are lots of things that, we already know we're going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that are surprises along the way, those also turn into very special projects that the newsroom gets behind. And, sometimes they're, good news, it's the fair. But sometimes, and I always remind people who work with me that sometimes we are meeting people for the first time on the worst day of their life.
Absolutely.
And being able to connect with, with those people and, being respectful.
Sensitive.
Because I would rather, I don't want to have any journalist that works for me to be known to go and, knock on someone's door during the worst time of their life and not care how they feel.
Yeah. How does it feel that your husband was, and that's kind of how reporters, got a bad name, and the whole business, has been. So are you seeing maybe a shift in sentiment about reporting and about the media?
I think so. At least at our shop.
Yeah. I think on the local level it's different.
On the local level, yes. Because one of the things about working in a market this size, is that we all know each other. We all see each other at different events. In fact, the night of the banquet, our fiercest competitors here in Waco, in the Waco Temple Killeen Bryan College Station Market, we're all there.
Yeah.
Because they're nominated for awards too. And the most rewarding thing was afterwards, they all came up to congratulate us and put us and give us a pat on their back because, in essence, we're bringing the big award home, and they live here too. And so
it reflects on all of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I have worked at places where, fiercest competitors will help each other out when you're in the field and a camera breaks. They'll shoot video for you and they'll help. And
there are all kinds of stories about
exactly,
that.
Exactly. And that's what I love to hear. That's what I like to
something
see.
else I think, Sylvia, is worth mentioning is breaking news. There was a day, several months ago where we were basically wall to wall with weather all day. Because the streets were an ice rink and it was going to be there for a while. And every time you turned around, the National Weather Service was adding another county or upgrading a watch to a warning. So there's been several days in my 6 years here when we had hours of wall to wall coverage.
Yeah.
And, and my policy is that, when there's bad weather, The weather guy has all the editorial control. Go as long as you want. Be cognizant of what we have on the air. If it's the Super Bowl, let's think.
I know.
Let's think about it.
I remember dancing with the stars one
and
time.
I've had 2 Super Bowls
Yeah.
in my times here, but
Yeah.
but Mike LaPointe has very good judgment, and he knows. That if there's something big going on, that if there's a tornado on the ground, we're going to cut in, Super Bowl or not.
Well,
and we try to really be good with breaking news too.
oh yeah, and I would tell people, it's wonderful to keep people informed, and you feel like you're really doing a service. But weather is something people can die from,
Yes.
and so that's always got to be the most important thing, really, that a local television station.
And that's another thing
does.
that I've would like to think I brought to the station is an emphasis on breaking news and the importance of it, particularly if it's weather.
Yeah.
The importance of weather, because I feel like we have to win weather to get that first viewer. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, any parting thoughts about this wonderful the accolades that you have received, so well deserved?
well, it was an amazing night.
Yeah.
It was an absolutely amazing night. In my career, it's obviously I've been in this business for 55 years, Ann. I started in high school, literally.
I know.
And this is one of the highlights of my
Sure.
career.
Yeah, yeah.
And that night, what made that night even more special, and Mike and I were talking about it afterwards, when we're already back in Waco on Monday, it was like a homecoming. You're in this huge ballroom, and there's, media from all over Texas, Amarillo, El Paso, Brownsville, they're from everywhere. And, these are people that, you've worked with before. We knew people just alone at our table. There was a group from Amarillo, there was a group from Midland, and then we were there, and we were at a good table because all those stations won. So we were
Yeah,
at
it's
a good
kind of bad
table.
if you're sitting
Yeah.
there going,
Mhm.
we forgot
So,
anything.
It was a hot
but
table.
That's good.
but
You're at
to
the right table.
To see people that I worked with in Austin, that I worked with in Houston, that I worked with, in San Antonio. I never worked there, almost did, but the news director from Ken's was there, and we talked.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like you're seeing your old friends and colleagues.
The award for best weathercast went to a gentleman named John Harris, who's the chief engineer of our Next Star station in Amarillo.
Really?
I hired John at my CBS affiliate in Amarillo. I hired John to be the morning Met. And about the time, right after I moved here in 2005, they hired him away from my station to KMR to be the chief. So to see John, when we hired him, we're like, I don't know, is this guy okay or not? And he's obviously done very well for himself. And now to see him, to be there and get to talk to him and see him win, the best weathercast, award. I wish it would have been us, but if it's not us, if it's not LaPointe, it was great to see one of my early, hires in weather do really well.
You spotted some good talent there.
Yeah.
And that was the beauty because, there were people who were winning awards at other stations and, they're being celebrated by, their competitor down the street. They're being celebrated by, their ownership group that's sitting across the hall. I mean, when we won the overall one, the news director from KXAN was there, and she came over to congratulate us because, we're family.
Yeah. Oh, well, I feel like you're my family too. I mean, for sure. And I'm so happy that we've had a chance to shine the spotlight on KWKT and these wonderful accolades, so well deserved.
Well, thank you for having us. It's been great.
It's been a joy. It's been a joy. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.